So, just taking a look at this. Okay, y'all, I'm working on another tracking video. So I'm gonna start out with this. This is a footprint in this trail right here. You can see where the grass is mashed down, and it's not mashed down on the sides where a vehicle tire track would have went through, because this is in a trail. So you got grass mashed down, but none around it out here. And it's just really hard to tell. It's a nice flattened out area. There's no tread marks from a shoe or a boot, but the toes are not definite either. And then another thing too, it's going the way it's going, it's facing the woods there, and it looks like there's an animal trail right here in front of it. So if that is a Bigfoot Sasquatch footprint, it would have been going in that trail right there and going into that swamp. So since I'm here looking at it, trying to see the size of it. So it's about 9 inches. It's about 9 inches. So I found quite a few 9-inch footprints out here like that. 6 inch, 9 inch, 11 inch, 14. So it could have been a person out here on the trail and stopped and was looking that way. And it's just not real definite. Or it could have been something crossing the trail. So looking back this way, can't really tell anything back here. These tracks has got this all mashed down. Just trying to tell if that was something here, but the tire tracks haven't mashed down too much. So anyway, here's this tracking video. Alright, so I'm out here before daylight, so I'm gonna look around, see if I see any animal tracks. I see where people have been driving around out here. This looks like probably yesterday evening, so it don't look like it rained here. So something I do when I'm tracking is looking for tracks or animal tracks. The green light works really good. All I'm seeing is tire tracks mostly here. So look right here, I'm seeing some probably rabbit tracks right there. I don't know if you can see them or not. Now look at here. See, I'm seeing a couple big scrape marks here. So I'm trying to look to see what these are. There's some shoe tracks here. So I was trying to tell if this is dog tracks. Because they're pretty big. They're either dog or coyote. Either dog or panther. But I think I see claw marks on some of it. So I'm thinking that's somebody walking their dog. Alright, that's a dog track. I see claw marks. I definitely see claw marks. Yeah, that's a dog. I see claw marks. It doesn't take long for this out here to change. I found my first very good footprints right through here and casted them and filmed them good and measured them. And it don't take long for this to all change. It wasn't long before it was all different. And there's been times where we found footprints through here at other times after that, but not as good. It looks like a little kid's footprint, don't it? See that?
Yeah, it does a little bit. Ow. I'm gonna have to turn this thing on soon.
I think that's tires. I think that might be tractor tires causing that. Yeah, because I see more up here in front of me. So you always want to stop and look really good. Because that looks like a kid's footprint. But then when you're looking around, looking for more, and you start seeing other things. Like here now you can see the tires.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, because see here's another that looks like that did back there. So that's the tires. So when you look around more and look behind you and look behind it and look in front of it, you start seeing more. There's a pretty good hog track right there. There's a deer track. There's a deer track here and right there. Right there. Looks like a doe. There's a lot of deer out here too. Alright. So when you find a track or even what you think could be a track and see a little bit of details in it, you want to look around more. It's what I call back trailing or backtracking. You look behind it the way it came, see if you see more, and then you go forward and look for more. So I try to look really good through here. So see, this was all grass until just recently here with it raining so much. This was all grown up with grass. It can change out here quick. Okay, so something else you can do. I'll add this into my tracking video. Something else you can do too is in an area like this, you can ride slow and look for tracks. You ride slow and look for tracks here, and if you see deer tracks where they've crossed on the road, there's some deer tracks right here. Then you can get out and check them out. See, here's some nice deer tracks right here. So doing this, you can find where the animals are. And especially looking for where they might cross the road at. So if you find a crossing and find a deer trail going up in there somewhere, and you can learn where the animals are and how they move. See, this is backtracking. I'm going backwards where the deer walk. So this deer walked down along the road for a little ways. Right there. So you can drive along here and watch for tracks. And then when you find an animal trail where they're coming out, then you could start searching there. Because they will follow the deer and the hogs. At least in our area, the wild hogs are a main food source. And this is actually a hunting technique too. When we were hunting with dogs a lot, we could ride the roads and you could find a deer track like this and find a buck track, and then you could throw a dog out to start trailing it. Or if you find hog tracks, you could put a hog dog out to start trailing it to find the hogs. So that's actually a hunting technique that you can use. Driving along slow here looking for animal tracks, looking for game trails. Something else you want to do too while you're doing this is watch your mirrors. Watch your mirrors in case something crosses the road behind you. And you never know. You could have a lot of sightings or Bigfoots crossing the road behind people. And I've seen deer and other animals cross the road behind us. I want to walk up here and look at this. See, this is that one bow that's been here a long time and broke. So that's an oak tree. And you see that tree over in there that's bent, that looks like a cypress tree. So I want to look at this tree right here that's leaning. So we're fixing to go to another spot where there's a couple more leaning. Okay, so this one's broke at the bottom. So that one's growing there, it's just broke at the bottom. And leaning into that tree. Alright, I just wanted to come take a look at it. Excuse me. Deer skunk. I saw it as I stepped over it. It's this deer skunk. The deer, they'll stop and poop like that in a pile. Rabbit scat looks similar, but it's scattered out. Rabbits will poop as they're moving. You can see hooved animals been walking right here. Just there, right there, there, over here. So that could be the deer that pooped back there. This is fresh hog, a lot of fresh hog root in here. That's since we were here last. So we ought to have hogs on the game camera. A lot of this is pretty fresh. A lot of this right here looks within a day old. A day, maybe 2 days. And here's a couple of nice big hog tracks right there. From my hunting experience, I would say this hog here is probably around 175 pounds. Something like that. Maybe 200 pounds. That's a pretty good track there. You can see all this has been done within a day or two, because I like to show if you kick the dirt around and compare it to what's there now, what they did. That didn't change much. So the dirt's not drying very much on the outside, or hadn't had time to dry. Right, I want to show y'all some maps here that I've collected over the years of hunting and doing my Bigfoot research and hiking. So I'm going to show some of these to you. And actually I have one here for fishing, but I'll show that in another video. Alright, so it's really good to have maps. It's really good to have maps. It's good to have like this one's a Florida map that shows the whole state. And then I've got like this one, Citrus County. And what I did was I've used that along with this. This is a printout from the Game and Fish Commission website for the Citrus Wildlife Management Area. And it shows you all the roads you can drive on. And then it shows you hiking trails, things like that. So it gives you a map of the area. So it's really good to have a map and carry a compass with you, and even use your phone with the Google Maps. And this Of course, these are oriented northwest, east, south. And then like this is something, this is a different map here. And this shows the hiking trails in Citrus County. That shows the hiking trails so you can see the maps are similar. Alright, and then like these are similar. You get these maps like this. That was one of them here. Citrus hiking trails. 2 Mile Prairie Tract. That's another map. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna come back to this. But this is like this one here. This is Hilochi Wildlife Management Area. This is the map that you can print out from the Game and Fish Commission site for hunting and fishing. And then like this one I picked up at the actual Hilochi Wildlife Management Area. It's a fishing map. Most of these places all have maps right at the entrances. So this one you can see is similar. You can see how they're similar here. This one shows you fishing spots, and this one here shows you, well, they both show you. This one actually shows you the roads and where you can park and enter at. And then like this one, this is from the Game and Fish Commission, where I just printed these out. So this is a map of the area for hunting. It shows you the entrances and where you can park and walk in, a hiking trail that goes through it. Alright, so let's get back to this one. This is a recreation guide. You can go on their website, the Southwest Florida Water Management District, Swift Mode, and you can request this. It's free. And it gives you all the different areas around Florida here. So you can find ones close to you, or if you're going to travel a little bit and go to one, you can find it in here. So there's a lot of them in here, all over the state. Alright, so showing you this map here, this shows you what I was calling Swift Mode, the Southwest Florida Water Management District is the gray shaded in part. So you can see here on this one where they got it divided out. So the purple is the Southwest Florida Water Management District. You have South Florida, the St. Johns River, Swanee River, and Northwest Florida. So they got it all divided out there. Alright, so these here, these are all hiking trail maps right here. Whereas like this one is actually the road maps in there for hunting and driving in there. And then you got maps like this. This is actually from the Colt Creek State Park right here. And this shows you the different roads, the fishing lakes, and everything here, the hiking trails. This is one that I printed off the internet, off of their site, the Colt Creek State Park. It shows you the same thing, but it's this is a lot smaller. This one's a bigger copy. You can see a lot better. So these are some of my older hunting maps. So you can see the difference here. See, like these are both Green Swamp West. They have different entrances. They have the McNeil entrance. There's a Compresco entrance, and this is the main entrance on the Dade City side. And then like this is the old hunting maps that we used to get. I don't think you can get them like this anymore. Now I think now you have to go online and print it off of the internet now. But like this shows you the roads and stuff in here that you can drive on when you're actually in there hunting. Whereas these will show you all the hiking trails. And they use the roads in here too. They use the roads as hiking trails in here as well. So this map here, like this one, the McNeil and the main entrance map, the only thing difference is showing you the address on the front of it. But the map itself is the same. The map itself is the same map. It shows you all the different hiking trails, and they use the roads for hiking trails as well as the other hiking trails that are in here as well. Some of the fire lanes where they cut and plow for fire lanes are used as hiking trails. And let's see, I want to show you like these. The Green Swamp East track, and then this is one of my old hunting maps. Alright, so like here's Highway 471, there's an entrance here, and then there's an entrance over here at Rock Ridge Road. And I've got these maps like this because of all the hunting I did over the years. And I've got more. I've got some from different years. Okay, so this is basically the same map here, and all these, they use the main roads as hiking trails. So you can see all these main roads, and then you can see like in the yellow is the hiking trails. That's actually the Florida Trail. And you can see it on here. You can see on here too, the same as the yellow. It's like this, the Green Swamp is divided up into a lot of different like tracks. You have the Green Swamp East track, the Green Swamp West track. You have Rich Loam, which is very huge. You have the Hampton track. You have Colt Creek State Park. All that's in the Green Swamp. And you got ones like Hilochi Wildlife Management Area. It's out on the very edge of the Green Swamp, like on the far east side, on the very edge of the Green Swamp. And then like the Upper Hillsboro Wildlife Management Area, it's on the far south end of the it's not actually in the Green Swamp, it's on the far south end. It connects to the Green Swamp because of the Upper Hillsboro River and the Withlacoochee River, and there's a corridor that runs through there. And then you have areas like this, the Kissimmee River, and you can actually go online and print out a map like this here of the Kissimmee River. But this will show you. Well, this shows you all the hunting areas of the Kissimmee River. And all these hunting areas like this, you can go in and walk in, you can hike in. Here's the another Green Swamp map that I printed out, Green Swamp East track. I printed it out off of the internet. And then there's other maps, like this is Rich Loam. So this is the same as this. It's just this one's opened up now. So this shows you. This only shows you part of Richland. This shows you the west side of Richland on the west side of 471, Highway 471. It's actually State Road 471 or State Route 471. But that shows you the east side. No, this shows you the west side. The west side of 471. And then you have another big area over here on the east side of 471. This is Richland. And it butts up to the Green Swamp East on that side. Over here it butts up to the Green Swamp West. So here's the map you can print out. This actually shows all of Richland, the Richland Wildlife Management Area. Where the one I was just showing you has 471. And then it's showing this side of the west side. This is showing you the east side and the west side. And there's a lot of roads. And you got some areas like Richland, so you can drive in all these. These are open to the public. You can drive on these roads, which a lot of them are going to be 4-wheel drive, accessible only. And then like you got Green Swamp East. It only has 2 entrances. And this one you can only drive in when they open the gates during the hunting season. And when they open the gates during I think it's during June, they have like a fishing season. And then you can come in the gate over here off of Rock Ridge Road. You can drive in and fish. But those have gates on that. And that's the only time you can go in there. And then the Green Swamp West unit, it has a couple different places where you can park and walk in, but their main entrance you can only drive in during the hunting season if you're hunting, and their main entrance is over on the Dade City side, over off of River Road. But like these other ones, you can't drive in. You can actually drive in McNeil. You can drive in the McNeil entrance if you get a pass. You get a pass to camp. Get a permit to camp. Then they give you the gate code you can drive in. But that's just a small part of it down here. All the rest of this you can't drive in it unless you're actually in there hunting during the special permit hunting seasons. So like that you have, like I said, you got the Richland. So south of Richland on this side, you got the Green Swamp East. And then below that you got the Colt Creek State Park. And then over here on the west side of Richland, it butts up to the Green Swamp West. And then you got a corridor that runs down to the Hillsborough River and the Upper Hillsborough River Wildlife Management Area. So you can see my wall here. I got my tracking animal tracks and my different maps there that I print out. And over here's the maps here. So I got the brochure here and then actual opened up there. So like this is the Hampton tract. This part of Green Swamp. That butts up to the Green Swamp East and to Colt Creek State Park. Then the Green Swamp West. This is the McNeil entrance address and the map. And then this is the Green Swamp East and the map. It's just the same thing. It's just this one's opened up. So you can see here's the Green Swamp. It's really huge. So you got Richland up here. You got Green Swamp West. You got Green Swamp East, Colt Creek State Park, Hampton Tract. And then this goes down. There's a corridor through here that goes down to where the Upper Hillsborough Management Area. So all this is can be traveled. It's all woods and swamp. So that's a really huge area, really big. You got Dade City on one side, you got Polk City like way back over here. It's really huge. You got Lakeland down here. Then you have other maps you can always pick up whenever you see them at places you go to. Like this. This has a map in it. Alright, so this has a map in it and shows you all a lot of different state forests, and then where they're at in Florida. So maps are really good to have with you. It's really good to have a map of the area that you're actually going to be in, and to make sure you always carry a compass, and you can use the map and the compass together to get around. And then like here's another map that I picked up, and this one right here in the center, it shows Polk County, and this is actually where we live. We live in Polk County, and it shows you all the different places that you can go. And then something else that's good to have is you can pick up one of these. You can pick these up at anywhere like Walmart, anywhere where they sell hunting licenses, fishing licenses. They'll have books like this. You can get the hunting regulations, the freshwater regulations, the saltwater regulations, and then in here they'll have maps in here too that shows you how the state's divided up as far as for hunting, the different counties. So here it shows you how the state's divided up as far as for hunting, like for hunting deer. But like going on the internet and getting these maps, you can also find the hunting dates. So I'll do a separate video on that, how to look up the hunting dates. That way you'll know if you're going into an area, you'll know when the hunting season is, if you need to wear orange or if you don't need to wear orange. Alright, so here's this shows you all the different wildlife management areas and shows you where they're at. This is the northern part of the state. And you have another part of the state here and all the different ones here. So it shows you all throughout the state. So here we are again in Polk County in Central Florida. It'll show you all the different areas, like they got them numbered, and it shows you where they're at. So these are good to have to get information, to get maps, to know what area you're going into, what kind of map you need. And then, like I said, I don't think you can actually get these anymore. I know they used to have these at the driver's license places, and you could pick them up. I don't think they have them anymore. I think you have to do it all online now. You have to go on there and print out your map, print out your regulations. Alright, so maps are always really good to have when you're tracking. You have a map and a compass, you can get around. if you get lost, you can find out you can figure out where you're at, and help you get out. Alright, so that's a part of tracking too, is carrying your maps with you when you're out there. Alright, so it's always good to carry a compass. I've got a couple of these. I had bought some of these and gave my grandsons one and took them out and showed them how to use it. These are really good to have. I have one of my videos where you can see where me and Wynette were out hiking. We went fishing, and I took one of these maps, and with using the compass and the map together, we hiked to a pond. We hiked to a pond, and then we followed some of the trails to where we got to the pond and fished, and then when we left, we followed the nature trail on around and out, and I was able to use the map because you can see how all these trails, there's a lot of them that connect. So I was able to use the compass and the map together to make sure we were on the right trail and making the right turns, and to get out without spending extra hours out there walking and hiking. And then too, you got your phone. You can go to Google Maps. And what I like to do is I'll come up here, and when you're out there in the woods, you can go to satellite, and then you can zoom in. So this is just showing my house right here where I'm at. But you can zoom in and it'll show you. So let me do this. So I'll show you. Here's Green Swamp. So you can zoom in, you can see like Rich Loam's really large. Here's 471 that goes in between. So Rich Loam's very large, and you got Green Swamp West, Green Swamp East. But you can use your Google Maps to get around too. And like this phone has a compass on it as well, the iPhone. But I like using this one out in the woods. I like using this compass, and I've used it several times. Okay, so while I got these out, the maps and the compass, I want to show y'all something here. So I did a video on this, and it's been probably about 2 years ago probably. But I'm going to show you on paper here. So if you get out of your vehicle and you go out hiking and you don't even look at the compass, you don't even look to see what direction you're going, maybe you're used to the trails. So let's just say that you're going off trail. You're going off trail for a little while, and all of a sudden you start getting kind of turned around and not sure which way the trail was. Well, without ever looking at the compass, what you want to do is you want to pick you out a tree. Just pick you out a tree, something you can see good, and then either mark it with some orange tape or something orange or something white, something you can see good. And then what you want to do is, if you think the trail's in a certain direction, then that's the direction you want to start with. But if you'll what you want to do here is take your compass out, get your north, west, south all lined up. So what you want to do is let's just say you think the trail was to your south. So what you want to do is go about 30 yards south and stop using your compass. If you don't find the trail, you can go back to the tree using your compass. You can go back north, go to your tree. Plus you'll have it flagged where you can see it good. Alright, so if you don't find the trail, then you can go the opposite direction. Go 30 yards, stop. If you don't find the trail, then go back to your tree. If you still don't find the trail, then you can go to the east 30 yards. If you don't find the trail, go back west using your compass. If you don't find the trail, go to the west 30 yards. So if you don't find the trail yet, then start over. Go 60 yards south. If you don't find the trail, go back using your compass. Just go back the opposite way. So if you're going south, you would turn around and go north to get back to your tree. So then you would turn around and go north 60 yards. So if you don't find the trail, then you use your compass and go back south to your tree. And you want to flag it with something you can see good as well. Plus then you're using your compass. So if you still don't find it, then go back east and go 60 yards. And keep doing that. Do 30 yards at a time until you find the trail, and then you can get out. But that's how you use your compass. That's how to use your compass out in the woods if you get lost. So that's very important to have a compass and the maps as well, because the maps can really help you navigating the different roads and trails and finding your way out. You can navigate all the trails and stuff and find your way out. But that's how to use the compass without even looking at it before you get out and hit the woods.